Hey, welcome to the show 137. This is a Ski Summit Real Estate Show where we talk about what's happening in Summit County. We're going to cover a number of things. Today, we're going to talk about what buyers need to know when buying up here regarding fees, lending, taxes, and what's the latest market trends across Breckenridge and beyond. So stick around for the market in a minute, and we're going to feature this new listing at 303 Red Sky Road in Wolcott, Colorado. Ever dreamed of living in the heart of the Colorado mountains? Join me, Matt Dayton, Breckenridge native, Olympian, and mountain real estate expert. Here on the Ski Summit Show, we dive into everything you need to know about buying, investing, and living in iconic ski towns like Breckenridge, Frisco, and Keystone. From mountain real estate trends to investment opportunities, we bring you on the inside to help you make the most of your mountain life. Welcome to the Ski Summit Real Estate Show number 137, your go-to source for Colorado mountain real estate. I'm joined here with the man, the myth, legend, Benji. Keeps it going. Hey, Benji, how's it going, buddy?
How is it going?
It is going well. It's gorgeous up here. We got some skiing if you want to go skiing. We got a little bit of that happening up on Keystone and Arapahoe Basin. They got some runs open. It's been kind of warmer still, so it's struggling to get a lot more open
Did they get everything
fall.
open yet? Did they have all the slopes open?
No, it's going to be a while before we get more. Right now, it's just kind of like they get one run, maybe two runs open. I've talked to some people that have gone and said it's not bad.
Yeah. It says, I get the impression it's complete gear change for you because there's so much snow. So you got to change everything. I remember like a week or two ago, you were running around like a chicken with your head cut off because you had to get the stuff done.
You got to change out. It's the snow tires. It's the the toys, like changing from skis to bikes, and it's like you're pulling everything out of storage and putting stuff away. The biking's actually still pretty good though, so we're not in full ski mode yet.
Man, it's okay out here. It gets cold at night, but that's it. I love
that's it. Not much changes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love Arizona for that reason.
That is, growing up with seasons and being up here, I love the seasons. What do we got for what's going on?
So for what's happening in Summit County, it looks like we have a Rise and Shine Rando series. I know that you explained this to me but here. So I guess you like run up the mountain?
Rando series sounds rando, exactly. Sounds pretty random. So it's skinning up the mountain.
Okay.
So you're putting these climbing skins on the bottom of your skis. Your boot heel lifts up so that you can actually go up. You got a little riser. So a climbing skin is basically like they used to call them seal skins. So it's like the hair goes one way. So you can climb up the mountain. It sticks to the bottom of your ski. And then these guys are racing up to the top of the mountain. Just flying up. Super light gear. It's like Legolas from the Lord of the Rings. I mean, they're just like, they're nimbly bimbly. They get up to the top. They pull off the climbing skin super fast. They lock down their heel, lock their boot in. Then they're going down. I mean, the transitions are really important because they're doing like 30 seconds. They'll transition from climbing to downhill mode. They get to the bottom. They got to transition from downhill mode to climbing, and they're back up. And they'll do like 3 or 4 laps of this.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
It's always impressive. I remember going to Camelback Mountain out here, and I was just trying to climb the steps to get to the mountain, and there were some dudes with shirts off running up and down it 3 and 4 times. I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, no shirts off here, but it's some spandex. We got some lycra going on.
That's hilarious.
No shirts off though. Yeah, so great sport, and they're doing this at over 9,000 feet. So.
Oh man, and the cold that just burned my lungs up. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, it can be pretty brutal cold at 7 a.m.
Yeah, super bad.
Different breed.
Yeah. All right. Well, that takes us into our news segment where what you need to know about buying in Summit County. And I have a link.
So, what do we got? What's the topics? What are our main topics here?
I don't know. I thought I had a link for it. I don't have a link, I
Oh,
guess.
resort properties and lending. Here we go. So one of the things that people don't necessarily realize when they're buying a resort property up in the mountains, especially if short-term rentals are really important for you, the buildings themselves, the HOAs, the number of short-term rentals in the HOA, does the building have a front desk? These are all going to be impactful for a lender when they're qualifying the property. So they may quote you at a certain rate, and you might think, well, okay, that's going to be what it is. But then when they go through everything, they're like, well, actually, it's a condo-tel, so it's non-warrantable. So a warrantable condo means they can sell that, basically, they can sell that loan to Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. It can be backed by that. Non-warrantable, they got to go through some different avenues. So it typically means that the rate's going to be a little bit different than a warrantable condo. So that's important to keep in mind. And then when you're looking at these second homes or investment properties, it's not going to be the same rate as you would necessarily see if they quoted you on something that's your primary property. So really important to stay with that. I highly, highly recommend that people take on a local lender, because they're really going to be able to help guide you through that process. And you're not going to get far into this whole process and then the lender from your local bank or whatever it might be, it just says, hey, sorry, we can't do this loan as we thought we could do. We got to change everything. So it's just better to just start local from the get-go.
And it's not always just people from Colorado who are buying these investment properties, right? It's people from all over the place.
Yeah, all over the country. And so they're different. Colorado's got different things going on and rules, and then you deal with time zones. You're trying to work with a lender that's 2 hours later or an hour earlier. It's like, no, we need this document. I know it's 7 o'clock where you are, but we need it, and we're still on business day. So
that's crazy. I think you're my client that's farthest east right now. No, that's not true. I guess I don't know. I gotta look for Katy, Texas, and you.
Yeah, I don't know. We get a lot of people from Texas though, buying up here. That's for sure.
Yeah. So is this their first investment usually? If they're buying a condo, is this their first investment property with you? Are they trying things out and they should learn stuff before they do this, or what is it usually?
Yeah, a lot of people will come up here. They've been renting for years. Maybe they did childhood up here. So it's just been a dream for people for so many years, and now they want to make it happen. And I've got a number of clients. They bought one, and they're like, "This has been a good investment. We love the appreciation that we get on this. They rent well, and they'll buy 2 or 3 of them."
Yeah. I'm going to be in that camp eventually.
We're going to start with the first one, get you one ski in, ski out right there in Breckenridge.
Shoebox, ski in, ski out.
The rental closet. So yeah, so you got the lending, and then you got kind of the local area fees and taxes. So we got our taxes aren't bad here. I get a lot of we get a lot of buyers from Chicago area, Texas, and they're like, wow, your property taxes are really good. I know a lot of those areas, they're Missouri, their property taxes are like a mortgage. So
really,
ours are like a $1.5 million house here, you're going to be around 5,000, something like that,
right?
Property taxes. So not nearly as expensive, but we do have some things like HOA fees that people got to factor in, because if you're getting a condo, sometimes those HOA fees can be pretty high. So looking at what those include, they can include your utilities, your internet, maintenance, everything, or they can be high and you're not really getting much. They're just trying to build up their reserves for their HOA, for future projects or anything like that. So that's one of them. Transfer fees or transfer taxes, like Keystone has a 2% transfer fee that goes to the Keystone Neighborhood Company that kind of funds, like, I think we talked about this in an earlier show, just some of the controversy around that. But
yeah, is that the pond, the beaver pond thing?
Pond, and then like people just and Keystone feeling like the neighborhood company wasn't the taxation without representation kind of thing. So even though it's not a tax, it's a fee. But Breckenridge has a 1% transfer tax with all their properties. Frisco's got a 1%. Silverthorne, some of the properties there have it. So that's something to factor in. That's a negotiable thing. People ask, well, who pays that, buyer or seller? Well, it kind of depends on the market, the transaction. So that's negotiable. But a lot of times a buyer will pay it, and they're like, well, when they sell, they're like, no, I'm not paying it twice. So it's kind of tailored to every transaction on that. So, but that's definitely something to factor into your purchase, is make sure that you're not caught by surprise. Oh, and the other one that kind of sometimes will catch people by surprise is that a lot of HOAs require 3 months worth of dues to be paid into the working capital reserve. So when your dues are $900 a month, that can be a little bit of a chunk of change.
What's all the dues? Is that HOA fees and
Yeah, all the HOA fees. So not uncommon to see, $700, $800, $900, $1,000 HOA fees up here.
Yeah. I was thinking we should do like a roundup episode where we get all of the HOA fees in Silverthorne and then just compare them.
It is staggering. Like some of them, you're just like, wow, that's like $1,400 a month.
Yeah.
in dues.
What did I break this month? All right. Well, that brings us into our market in a minute, and Matt's going to let us know all of the things about the market.
All right, so we've got the market in a minute here. Breckenridge Market Action Index. What we're seeing right now for that is the median list price for homes, single-family homes in Breckenridge, is $2,695,000. We've seen the increase in the last month's Market Action Index to 26. So the inventory has decreased some, and we've seen that index move a little bit more toward the seller's market. So that inventory coming down, demand's picked up a little bit, interest rates have improved. So we're seeing more activity in the market. So that's for houses. Condos, fairly similar, a little bit closer towards that middle buyer-seller's market. Still is a little bit more of a buyer's market up here. So we're seeing people that are serious and actively looking. They've got options. That's what the biggest thing is. Gives them a little bit more leverage. They've got some different things to choose from, but it's not like way off where there's there's no blood in the water. So and a lot of people that own these properties, they can afford to keep them, so they'll just put them in the rental pool for the winter. So that's kind of where we are with the market index for the week.
I like that that website. I think that little thing is so cool.
It's and I love when you start there. It just kind of
I don't know which side I'm rooting for. I get excited for a seller's market and also for a buyer's market. So I don't know. I just think it's a really cool little idea.
I love being a part of this industry up here. It's so interesting. There's always something going on and something to follow and talk about. So yeah, it's fun to be an expert in this field.
That moves us on to our listing of the week. Ugh, crying out loud. Let me go
Rise and shine.
This is killing me. I really hate that they changed this thing. And that takes us to our listing of the week. We're looking at 303 Red Sky Road in Wolcott, Colorado.
Yeah, this one's a cool one. We just brought this on. I brought it on with my sister. We've teamed up here, so excited to be working with her. She's on the other side of the valley over in the Vail area, and I'm on this side of the pass, I should say, in Summit County. So we're kind of covering the whole Vail and Summit County area. But this is a listing that we brought on, and actually she's on site, so we can go check that out with her.
All right, let's go look.
Good morning, Matt and Benji. Nice to see you this morning. Thanks so much for meeting me here at 303 Red Sky Road in Red Sky Ranch in Wolcott, Colorado, on this 2.88 acre property that we just listed, and I'm super excited to share with you. I am just minutes from Beaver Creek and Vail at World Class Skiing, And also west of us is the regional airport. You can fly in and out. Incredible opportunity to build your dream home in the mountains of Colorado. So thank you so much, Benji and Matthew, for letting me meet you this morning.
Well, that was nice of her.
Thanks, Amy. She clearly got the looks in the family, so.
Look how cool this. I didn't see that there is a golf course. When I watched her video originally, I was confused. I was like, why does she have videos of golfing people? But I can see now there's a whole golf course like right across the street from this property.
There is. And this particular lot's super cool because you're not going to have anybody, like no neighbors. You're not looking at any neighbors. So
awesome.
It's right on the bend of the road there, really private, and great views, fantastic views. You get on there and you don't really feel like anything's around. And the road kind of loops around it, but when you're on the property, you don't get the sense of that road being there because you're kind of in this little pocket. So
yeah.
So that one's really fun, beautiful lot, huge. So 2.8 acres. That's a lot of land.
If I was a Porsche guy, I would buy it because you got this little track.
Absolutely.
That's so cool.
Your own private. It does look like your own private track. Something out of the Pixar Cars series.
Yeah, this is really incredible.
Yeah, it is gorgeous. I love being on that. And it's the differences in the valleys as you go over the valley into that area, and you start just going a little bit down as you head west on the I-70 corridor. That little bit of difference in elevation is nice. A little bit longer summers. So here, one of the great things over in Summit County, Breckenridge area, you have that being a little bit higher. You've got, I don't want to say guaranteed skiing, but almost guaranteed that you're going to have skiing, for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and that's one of the advantages of being higher for sure.
Where's Wolcott at on that map behind you?
Oh, this is all Summit County, so this actually doesn't have any.
Oh,
and if I'm looking, so if you went here, Copper Mountain to Vail, so it's going to be over here.
Over there. Yep. Yeah. You keep getting up, walk out the room. It's over here. We are on location with Matt. Awesome.
Try that one. Cool. Well, that wraps up our show today. So that's all we have. Thanks so much for joining us for the Ski Summit Show. If you enjoyed this episode, found it helpful, please like and subscribe. But either way, we appreciate you being here. So feel free to comment below, and we'd love to get back to you. Either way, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day. Hope to see you in the mountains soon. Take care.